Hi, everybody. It's Miriam Bailey with the Hip Senior Podcast Book Edition. Today, I am here with the author, Christine Luken, who wrote the book, Money is Emotional. Christine, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being with us. So, Money is Emotional. That's a pretty strong title. Where did that come from? Tell us about who you are, how you have credentials to be writing about emotional money, right? and what your book is about.
Yeah. So the subtitle of the book is Money is Emotional, Prevent Your Heart from Hijacking Your Wallet. My background is in accounting. I am a certified financial counselor with over 15 years of experience coaching both individuals and couples. But the real thing that qualifies me to have written this book is that I crashed and burned financially in my mid-20s, despite having an accounting degree. And it was because I had allowed my emotions to get the best of me. I was in a very unhealthy relationship, and I did things with money that I normally would not have done outside of that relationship. And, after 7 years, I finally realized the sky was not improving. But, by the time I left, I was in debt. My credit score was ruined. I had no savings. And I was basically not even starting from scratch, but starting from in a hole. And it was a very emotional time for me. It was very shameful and embarrassing because I was someone who should have known better, right? Like, I had an accounting degree. I was actually working for a multi-million-dollar company managing their accounting, and yet I was bouncing my own checks at home. And so as I, proceeded on my journey of healing and recovering from my financial mess, there was also a lot of emotional healing that had to happen. And what I realized was there's a lot of personal finance books out there that give you the checklist of things to do. But what they don't address is the emotional side of things. They don't address the things that can keep you stuck in self-destructive patterns, or that, things like emotional spending. They'll just say things like, well, just buck up and don't do it and exercise your discipline. And that's honestly not helpful, because if we don't understand the emotional side of money, then it's going to continue to trip us up. And the worst part is we're going to blame ourselves, right? We're going to feel like there's something wrong with us. So the reason why I wrote Money is Emotional is because I wanted to cover all the areas of personal finance and show people where these emotional landmines are, like in the spending and the saving and the debt reduction and the relationships with other people, and then give people actual tangible tools that will help to harness the power of those positive emotions, but also to short circuit and steer around some of those emotional landmines so that we can have long-term success with our finances.
So you're kind of giving people a roadmap about how to go through that. They always say, tell people, think positive.
Right.
Nobody ever teaches you how to think positive.
Exactly.
I mean, what am I supposed to be thinking of, lollipops and unicorns? How do I think positive? No one teaches us that, especially in my generation. They don't teach you. They didn't talk about emotions and stuff like that, and money and finance and insurance and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
We just didn't. So it's understandable that people need help learning these things.
Here's the thing. We have a range of emotions. And if we weren't supposed to feel the range of emotions, we wouldn't have them. What we haven't been taught is how to productively process emotions that might cause us to do unhealthy things with our money. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry, but we need to have tools that will help us to process and move those emotions through us without causing financial damage.
Okay, so who are the best people for this book? Everybody, right?
This book is literally for everybody. I have had parents who have read it with their 12 and 13-year-old kids. I had my dad, who was one of my mentors and one of the person that I dedicated the book to. He actually called me one day and he was like, I just finished reading chapter 53. And when you were talking about X, Y, and Z, he's like, now I'm going to do it this way. And I'm like, I've taught my dad something, right? And at the time he was like 70.
It's
So
really hard to teach dads something.
I know,
It's
he
called the
was just
powdered butt
like,
syndrome.
yeah.
You know that?
Yes.
Powdered butt. Yeah. Powdered butt syndrome.
Yes. If someone's powdered your butt, it's hard for them to take advice from you.
Exactly.
That's why I was so flattered, because I was like, you know what?
Congratulations.
It's never too late to learn something new about personal finance.
Yeah.
We all have room to grow.
What is the one thing that when somebody reads your book and they put down your book, what is the one thing that you want them to, if nothing else, to take from this book?
That it doesn't have to be so hard. That, taking these little tiny baby steps is the best and really the only way to see lasting change. It doesn't have to be something that's extreme or something that's hard. It's just taking these little steps in the right direction.
I love that. I love that. I encourage each and every one of you to hit the purchase button over here and to go buy it for yourself, pass it on, buy it for your kids, your parents, just anybody. That'd be a great wedding gift for people, get them started on the right foot moving forward together with money, right?
Absolutely.
So, Christine, thank you so much for talking to us about Money is Emotional today.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too.